So sometimes when you produce a map, you'll make something that's kind of messy like this. And maybe this isn't exactly what you want. You want something that's a little bit cleaner. So for example, if I was to try to convert this to a polygon, we're going to have several, possibly millions of polygons, and that isn't exactly something that we want. So what we want instead is something that has kind of a clean edge, and all these little things here that may not matter to us just kind of disappears. So one way to do this is to convert this raster into a polygon. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. So I need to utilize my conversion tools up here towards the top. I'm going to look for my conversion tools, and I want to go from a raster to a polygon. So from raster to polygon. So I'm going to drag and drop that tool down here. And the previous output, I'm going to have it be an input to this. I'm going to right click on this and choose open. So right here where it says, well, let me take a look at my values really quick. That's my only option. I'll put polygon feature, so I'm just going to say poly trees or polygon trees, or let's call it trees poly. And then from here I'll click apply and then OK. Right click on this tool and choose run and see what we get. Right click and add this to display. So now we have turned our raster into a polygon. Now why would we want to go through all of that trouble to doing that? Well, one of the reasons why is, if you recall, in our polygon, which is actually vector data, it is going to have an attribute table. And what many of us may not realize is that this attribute table is totally editable. So what we're really wanting to do here, our ultimate goal, is get rid of all of these little pieces that really don't matter to us. You know, it may be just dark spots in the map that it picked up as trees. And what we're really interested in saving is the tree massings. So over here, since we saved this into a geodatabase, it's automatically going to create the shape area for us. So I can right click on this and choose sort ascending. So now I have all of the small shapes here, and I can select all of these, and they may or may not appear here highlighted. They're up here at the top. So I can just go through this and select all of these and then choose delete. But if you notice, my delete button here is grayed out. And the reason why is because we need to be in an edit session. So up here at the top where it says editor, I'm just going to choose start editing. Click OK to this. It's just kind of letting me know that some of these don't have a spatial projection, which we already know. Alright, so from here now we notice we have an X. So if I go ahead and I click this delete selected, it's going to delete all of those little pieces for me, kind of cleaning up the map a little bit. So this is one way to do it. And exactly how many little pieces or how far you're willing to go to delete, for this particular map, it's likely going to be more of a visual thing. You're just going to start highlighting things and seeing, you know, how many of these little pieces do you want to keep in here. Now another way to do this, I'm going to go ahead and stop editing, is to go over here to the search, and there's a tool called eliminate polygon parts, which pretty much does the same thing that we've been doing kind of manually. So if you know the name of a tool, or a colleague tells you, well, try this tool, but you're not sure exactly which toolbox it's in, you can actually do a search for it, and the tool will appear here. Not only will the tool appear here, but you can also get my search window to stay open. Don't want that one open anymore. I can actually drag and drop this into my model builder as if it had come from my ARC toolbox. So maybe I'll just drag and drop this one right here, and I'll use this connect tool and connect my polygon trees as an input polygon for my eliminate polygon parts. I'll right click on this tool and choose open, and I can see here that the input's already configured. Probably my output, I'm going to want to shorten this name. That's kind of huge. Maybe I'll start it with the word trees first. Call it elim trees elim. We'll know that that means eliminate polygon parts. And then over here, the condition, we want it to be area. And then here we can indicate the square feet that we would like to have removed. So maybe we want to eliminate 100 square feet. So if the polygon has 100 square feet, we don't want it here. So from here I'll go ahead and click apply and click OK. Right click on this tool and choose run. And what it should do is go through our map here and eliminate any polygons that has 100 square feet or less. So we can see we're getting a little bit more cleaner. Now there is a third way that we can also clean this up, and that is to pretty much go into our editing session again. And this is where we can go up here to our editor toolbar and choose this edit vertices. And we can begin to select polygons that we don't want, if it'll let us. I end up selecting the much bigger polygon here. Probably would be helpful if we turn that off. Let me clear my selection and then try selecting again. So here we go. And we're probably not wanting to delete all of that, but we can certainly go in here. You can go into this edit vertices and probably remove some of these vertices on the inside if you want it to be. So for example, I can right click on this and choose delete vertice, which would close that hole. And I think you might be able to select multiple. Let me see if you can actually do that. Yep, you can. And delete vertices. And then I can click off just to see what the end result is, and then go back in here and edit. So you can see this could actually take quite a long time, but that is one way to edit this. One way that I personally like to do this is to sometimes run what is called a buffer. So up here it says proximity. Sometimes I like to run the buffer tool. I'll buffer out some so it'll get all the little holes inside and then buffer back, and the holes in the middle should still be filled from the previous operation. So that's another way to do this. I'm sure there are probably 100 other ways to eliminate all of these little polygons, and you are more than welcome to try different techniques.